Hello, I'm Matt Duder from EBOSS and coming to you live from my shed in the Duder household. And I just want to give you a overview of the supply chain coming into level 3. So today is Friday the 17th, and we are hopeful that as of next Thursday, level 4 will have concluded and level 3 will be in place, which will mean the opening of building sites around the country. So in preparation for that, I thought I'd put together a couple of key points to share with you. Okay, here we go. Firstly, I just want to cover off some protocols that were released early this morning, separately for both residential and commercial building sites. Then I just want to think about what access will be like to building sites under this new level 3 set of conditions, and what that'll mean for architects and consultants. Then just like to have a look at the status of the supply chain, what we've learned under level 4 and what level of preparedness we have for level 3. And then just want to briefly touch on a checklist that we've created, which we hope you will find of benefit. Firstly, just wanted to give you a snapshot of the industry. So this is the last 28 days of traffic on the EBOSS website. So in dark blue is what we've experienced under COVID-19, which happened in here the week of the 22nd of March. And the dotted line is what we averaged pre-COVID-19. And you can see that coming into this, we're a little under, but we had this massive change. And since then, when we started working in isolation, we can see the industry's been working at somewhere between 60 to 70% of capacity pre-COVID. A late trend here on Wednesday, we had nearly 4,000 sessions on the EBOSS website, 4,000 visits. So we're actually starting to see people gear up in preparation for level 3 commencing. So in terms of the new protocols, firstly, I'd just like to look at the residential construction site protocol guide. We'll have links to this in the show notes for you to download. 4 main sections to this document. What you need to have in terms of arrival on site and setting up the websites under level 3. How people enter the site, what people can do there, and on exit. So today I really want to focus on what we can and can't do on site. Again, thinking about this in the eyes of architects and consultants. So what the protocols deem is that you need to be an essential visitor to be provided access onto the site. So we shouldn't just expect to turn up and be able to get entry. We'll have to follow the same process as all staff. So we should expect that there'll be a pre-visit site induction. So that'll be done either through webinar or a digital app. We'll need to register, and there'll also be a clearly marked wash station. Need to ensure that we maintain 2-meter physical distancing at any time. Now you should expect that there'll be a big circle and dazzle at the entrance to a building site, and that'll just remind everyone what a 2-meter bubble looks like. Remembering we need to think about distancing in terms of not only horizontally, but also vertically as well. Want to eliminate all possible face-to-face meetings, and if you are interacting with someone, it's going to be a one-on-one interaction. So at all times, we want to avoid group meetings or group sessions. If you do go onto site, you need to refrain from touching any tools or any elements of work. So just need to keep our hands to ourselves, and that relates to everyone, whether they're inspector, consultant, and obviously for subcontractors on site, they'll need to be careful about managing their work area. In terms of deliveries, so if we're thinking about getting product to site, Everything needs to be ordered either online or over the phone, so we should not expect the reps to be coming to site, or in fact builders going to merchant stores. Now, the suppliers that you use, and this will be part of your own reference, you'll need to make sure the suppliers that you're specifying product from have a COVID-19 plan in place so that they can deliver safely. Obviously, the drivers need to demonstrate that they've been trained in the operation of that plan, and that they also understand the processes and protocols for the building site that they're delivering to. If they do have to deliver product onto site, and we should expect there to be one main entrance point for a residential site, they'll need to follow the same sign-in and sign-out process as any other worker or visitor. Suppliers will not be able to provide physical documentation, so everything in terms of proof of delivery will be done digitally. Suppliers will have to ensure that they maintain a 2-meter physical distance, and that if a 2-person lift is required, anything that's delivered to site over 20 kilos, then we'll have to have contractors who can operate as a team within a bubble, or they'll need to be able to provide some lifting equipment. Moving on to commercial sites now, obviously larger projects, more people, more complex. We should expect there to be minimum number of entry points. So expect there to be more than one, but as few as possible. And there should be lots of signage and messaging everywhere, just trying to advise people of general health and what are the protocols for the site. This is a general checklist and guide for commercial building sites. Follows the same format as the one we went through for residential, but just a little bit more detail. Specifically, their guidance limits visitors to site where possible. And we should expect that larger commercial sites will have different start and finish times. Really want to avoid people congesting at entry and exit points, but also in the shared facilities. We should expect the access points to be monitored and to make sure that there is some management in maintaining physical distancing, and potentially some new entry and exit systems that to limit the amount of skin contact. Obviously, there'll be a wash station as you enter, along with the monitoring, and we should expect there will be pre-visit induction programs, either done over the phone or video conferencing or an app. Now, in terms of your suppliers, they should be remaining in their vehicle. In many cases, it must ensure that if they are unloading, that they wash and clean their hands. If you are going to site and conducting site meetings, it needs to be done in a well-ventilated area or outside. Attendees should be at least 2 meters apart from one another, which could become quite challenging if you've got a busy site. They're really saying that meetings on site are only those that are absolutely necessary to attend should be there. So where possible, try and make sure any group communication is done through video conferencing or teleconferencing. Now back to the supply chain. When we look at building merchants, they actually had pretty good levels of supply coming into early March. In preparation for Chinese New Year, every March they take full quantities of stock that'll last them through to around June. There was, however, a late run pre-lockdown, so we should expect that when we enter into level 3, there'll be a bit of disruption as we look at restocking. That should just be a temporary blip. But many SKUs were hit quite hard during lockdown and under level 4, where those essential sites have been supplied to, some restocking there. And what we are hearing is that merchants are looking to re-establish New Zealand controlled supply chains. So in recent years, they've been focusing up towards Asia and China to get a lot of their product. So now there's opportunities to move back towards those New Zealand manufacturers and suppliers who can offer greater continuity in terms of greater continuity in supply and also quality. What's going to be important though is that we're regularly updated with the status of the supply chain and the availability of product, across New Zealand. So 3 weeks ago, we put together a supply chain checklist, and it's full details for 250 product suppliers in terms of the level of service that they're offering under level 4. So where they had staff operating, what level of capacity they had in terms of delivery, technical support and customer support, and who the best contacts were during level 4. We'll have this completely updated next week. So by next Friday, which will be the 24th of April, we'll have this available for you to access. So we'll make sure that there is a link in the video notes underneath. Just in terms of EBOSS and how we can support you over the this level 3 period. We'll be continuing our support around product education. So we're creating a video channel where we will conduct small, concise videos which will really highlight the product performance of products. So we really want to quickly convey the scope and limitations of use of a particular product, what compliance pathway they rely upon, and what evidence and supporting documentation exists, as well as talking about the suitable applications for those products. So if you can think about a rep coming into your practice with a model and doing a quick fire 4 to 5 minute presentation, that's what we'll be capturing online. So wherever you are in level 3, you'll be able to access these videos just to get a quick update on what products are available in the market for particular types of projects. So we're looking to continually support your education in terms of product design. And obviously we're fully maintaining the EBOSS website. So we've got our team there to help. We've just introduced a live chat function. And it's particularly good if you're looking for an application and want some options. We're more than happy to get a quick brief and then go out to a number of suppliers, which we can do anonymously, and get some options for you, bundle up and send it back for you to consider. On Tuesday, which is the 21st of April, I have a one-on-one webinar with Dave Kelly. Again, we'll make a link to the registration for this available. It's free to attend. Dave is not only the Chief Executive of Master Builders, but he was also integral in putting together the conditions required to bring construction sites back in under level 3. They're able to be operated safely. So no one knows these conditions and the sort of strategic direction better than Dave. So I welcome you to come along. He will talk for about half an hour with 15 minutes for questions at the end. Look, I hope that was helpful. If you've got any questions or comments, please feel free to get in touch. Until then, stay safe and look forward to catching up with you sometime in the near future.